Hello, my name is Jason Blum, and I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite classic horror movies. So the first one I would say is Rebecca. Rebecca is one of Hitchcock's earlier movies. Hitchcock is definitely my favorite horror movie director. One of my favorite parts about Rebecca is just the simplicity of how Hitchcock shot her running around her mansion, and had anyone else directed it, it just wouldn't it wouldn't get under your skin the way it does in that movie. I would for sure put Get Out on my list. For me, I loved all parts of Get Out, but I think my favorite scene is when Allison and Danielle, or when their characters, are talking to each other. You don't notice it the first time, but when they go for a walk and they have this conversation with each other, and what they're talking about is kind of mundane, but the emotional underpinning of it is very, very weighted. And it's such a delicately, carefully directed scene. And the best part of Get Out all the way through the movie is the words that people are saying and the emotions that are conveyed are very, very different. That's one of the reasons why the movie is so powerful. People are not just saying how they feel, they're saying very different things. But that scene in particular really stands out to me. It's a simple scene and it's a special, terrific scene. It's probably my favorite scene in the movie. Rosemary's Baby. This isn't why it's on my list, but I think what's so magical about the movie is really a drama. But the fact that the movie lives as a scary, great, amazing genre movie and is really a drama. I commend that. It's just incredible filmmaking, and I love the movie. I think it's a powerful movie, and it really gets under my skin every time I see it in an incredible way. Paranormal Activity, well, first of all, I have a personal, emotional relationship to Paranormal Activity because our company was kind of founded on the business model of Paranormal Activity, which is a movie made totally independently outside the system, but released by a traditional studio. And every movie that we've done since, Insidious, Sinister, The Purge, Get Out, Split, The Visit, every movie has to a certain degree followed the model that I learned from going through the experience on Paranormal Activity. So it has a special place in my heart for that reason. I actually think even though it's a found footage movie, it's a very elegant movie. And those two words normally don't go together. And I wouldn't say that of any other found footage movie. I'd say almost every other found footage movie is kind of sloppy. And Oren was incredibly precise. We reshot Paranormal Activity 50 times, not the whole movie, but we did 50 pickups where we'd look at it, shoot a little bit, look a little bit more, shoot a little bit. We did that 50 times, and there's a reason that it touched a nerve in the way that it did. It wasn't the first found footage movie by any means. Blair Witch, there were movies before Blair Witch, but Blair Witch was really the first successful found footage movie. And Paranormal Activity kind of reinvented that genre because Oren's filmmaking was so precise. So that certainly goes on my list. Psycho, which is another Hitchcock movie, so I've got 2 Hitchcock movies on my list. There was a ton of innovation in Hitchcock, but I also love, and I draw a lot of parallels, there was a lot the same, not suggesting the creative was the same or the movies are, one is better than the other or anything like that, but there was a lot of the same kind of resistance I felt like we had with Paranormal Activity, clearly Hitchcock had with Psycho, and then a similar success. The movie was one of his most successful movies, if not his most successful movie. He was always very frustrated because he felt like it was never truly accepted by mainstream critics, although eventually it actually was, but he was always upset that it didn't happen right away. And anyway, I love it. It's an incredible movie, and that would round out my top 5.